reserved for men. However, due to the change in times, some women go the extra mile by doing just any job to put food on the table, including odd jobs. From Ebonyi State, Chinasa John beams a searchlight on women who have become the major workforce at the Quarry Industry Estate in East and North Council area of the state.
This is Ebonyi Industrial Cluster, one of the biggest actually in Nigeria. It is located in Okwoshi Umohara in Ezanot local government area of Ebonyi State. One astonishing thing about this cluster is that 95% of workers here are women. These women come out as early as 6 in the morning to start struggling for the day's earnings. Most times, to avoid distractions, they strap their babies to their back while churning out stones from under the rollers. Because of this level of commitment and the seemingly hazardous nature of their job, one would think they are paid thousands of naira each day.
700, 600, 500.
Ordinarily, the job demands that these women wear nose masks to shield them from dust that emanates from the stones. But even with the outbreak of coronavirus pandemic, they still do not put on protective gears, as some of them claims it makes them uncomfortable. Some are widows, while majority of them have dependents, including their husbands. For them, their situation leaves them with no other alternative than to continue struggling for the upkeep of their families.
I have no parents. I no go for 5 years.
I have worked here for 5 years. Any other job provided for me would be better than this. My husband hardly provides for us, so I came here because I need money. I pay my school fees from the money I earn here because I want to go to school. Pitiable as this seems, some men interviewed queried those men who leave their wives to suffer in such a manner when they can actually help out.
If you go to our villages, you see people who do not do anything, people that have no good means of livelihood, marrying 2, 3, 4 wives, and they breed like rats. And some women in such situation, to make ends meet, the only option they have is to go to the quarry and help themselves.
It is terrible for a man to allow his own wife to go into such odd job.
It's a known fact that for the country to experience all-round development, some set of people must do this kind of job. That is why they are calling for the improvement of their working condition so that they can at least man home at the end of the day. Also appealing to government to ensure that various empowerment opportunities get to these women to improve their living standard, as well as enact laws that makes wearing of nose mask compulsory at the site to safeguard their lives.
Bena proves that when it comes to making legit money, gender shouldn't get in the way. Meanwhile, auto mechanic is a vocation that is dominated by men in Nigeria. And in fact, the word. But the impression is changing in this country. Just recently, about 20 ladies chose to learn the auto mechanic trade in Sokoto in spite of the stereotype. Shehu Mohammed Dati tells us more about these female mechanics.
This is female mechanic garage in Sokoto Metropolis. All the mechanics here are ladies. They happily attend to customers who bring their cars for repairs. These female mechanics, despite all the stereotypes, decided to pursue their dreams in a men-dominated environment.
In a day, sometimes if business is good, we get like maybe 5,000 in the aspect of mechanic.
Then su kwato gaskiya babu wa'inda mata a ce suna kanikanci, to gaskiya shi abin da ya jawo hankali na ne ce zan shiga domin ni ma in hito a ce ina mace ta farko da zan fara fitowa su kwato wadda take kanikanci.
Their dreams came true following the decision of Nana Women and Girls Empowerment Initiative to train interested girls in auto mechanic. They fix vehicles with mechanical and electrical problems, among others.
We couldn't get female trainers, a trainee to train them, so we have to use the men. And the men, they are used to using their energy, and the girls don't have that energy. So gradually we did a lot of research. We found that, look, there are some new tools that can be used to loosen things easily, and so that is one challenge.
The female mechanic garage, sited in Tamaji area in Sokoto Metropolis, is expected to serve as an opportunity for women who own cars to freely take their cars for repairs in an environment mostly dominated by their fellow women.
The way I feel if I bring car here is different from the way I'm feeling when I take myself to Buzai or somewhere that men used to do the service.
It's an encouragement for other ladies to join to show that, yeah, it's just as the men can do, we can also do it, and it's an advantage to other car owners, the female car owners, comfortably for them to be able to be bringing their cars to the garage, not to be going to where the main garage side is.
The action of these female mechanics shows that whatever a man can do, women can do.
Out for those women, they will surely do well. The next one is very interesting. The fact that the NTA is a federal government-owned broadcasting organization set up in 1977 is an established one. Also established is the fact that with over 100 stations nationwide, NTA is the largest television network in Africa. The coordination of the administration and operation of this giant are vested in one person, the Director General, who today happens to be Yakubu Ibn Mohammed. Now, imagine for a moment a 10-year-old primary 6 pupil and child author being saddled with that enormous responsibility. Tough and unthinkable, isn't it? Well, happen the deed, and if you stay tuned, we will tell you why and how.
Though not born with silver spoon in his mouth, 10-year-old Kennedy Kato Ajom, a primary 6 pupil of Pilot Science Primary School Karshi, did not allow the fact that his family is living below the average hinder him from achieving academic excellence in a world where the number of out-of-school children is increasing daily. Kennedy is in the largest TV network in Africa, the NTA, to officially present his books to the Director General, Yakubu Ibn Mohammed. The 2 books' author said he wants to use his self-acclaimed ambassador of public primary schools in Nigeria to encourage out-of-school children.
I am fully aware that government has subsidized school fees in public primary schools to accommodate even children of the poor. But still, most of them are out of school. This is where I commend the efforts of my father. Even without a job, he ensured that all of us go to school.
If you continue in this spirit, I have no doubts in my mind that whatever you choose to read in the university, you'll come out with flying colors. For the next 10 minutes, you are going to be the DG of the largest television network in Africa.
With excitement, Kennedy Kato Ajom took over the seat of the Director General of the NTA for 10 minutes.
I'm happy because I've sat on the DG's chairs, one of the experience others hasn't gotten. I'm happy and I wish I was the DG too of NTA.
I thank God for the importance the Director General NTA has accorded to him. You know, people with that kind of mind are not much. Most people, when they see dreams like that, they want to kill it. But for him to accord this kind of importance, I am really, really overwhelmed. Our target is a target of my son here to ensure that all those children out of school, begging, hawking on streets, the marginaries and whatever, at least public primary schools can accommodate them because the fees are very, very low.
As a world-class television network, while projecting the true African perspective, the NTA is bent on helping Nigerians in the actualization of their dreams.
Kennedy will never forget that experience, and thanks to our DG for the opportunity. The story you're about to hear sounds like a movie screenplay, but it's not. It happened in Bayelsa. It's about a couple who, after waiting 21 years to bear children, got blessed with a set of twins. Amazing testimony, of course. They tried again. This time they got sextuplets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 babies. Now they have 8 children. Wow. Too much of a good thing? Well, let's hear from Ebitimiz Timiloya in this report about the mindset of the couple.
Marriage, a union between a man and woman, is for companionship and procreation. In this part of the world, the latter seems to be the ultimate, as when there is a delay in childbearing, the couple are exposed to pity, ridicule, and at times humiliation, resulting to emotional stress, particularly for the woman. This was the case of Mr. and Mrs. Levi Wilson from Kulama in Southern Niger local government area of Bayelsa State, who were married for 21 years without a child.
The expectation of every married couple is childbearing. Once it gets delayed, there's these challenges from both the husband's family and the wife's family and all of that, from friends, society.
Fate smiled on the couple in 2015 with the arrival of their set of twins, a boy and a girl. 6 years later, the joy of the couple knew no bound, as this time a set of 6 children delivered through natural birth.
In 2017, I was driving towards Banantoro. There I saw a lady with triplets, not quite 3 months old kids, triplets. And she was begging for money, an assistant, looking for an assistant. And what I had in my pocket then were just 1,000 something. I now called on my brother, bring me 25,000 naira now. I waited there patiently for a couple of minutes. He came with the 25,000, which I gave it all to the woman. And then this woman, out of excitement, she never considered the clothes I was actually wearing. She opened up the powder on her hand and then emptied all the contents on my head. All. And prayed that for the fact that God has used you to bless my children, these triplets, you will have double of these triplets.
Medically, it wasn't favorable. When I would go, they would tell me fibroid, multiple fibroid, and all the rest.
Many that received the news in Bayelsa State are here to see for themselves. As expected, the premises has now become a tourist attraction.
And it's something worth celebrating, but ordinarily it comes with a huge responsibility.
Doris Levi Wilson have these words of encouragement for couples that are waiting for the fruit of the womb.
Men should put our trust in God. Women, put your trust in God. It is only Him that can do it.
As a mark of appreciation to God, the parents have named the children Miracle, Mercy, Merit, Marvis, Marvelous, and Mirabel.
Congratulations to that family. They've been blessed, and we can also bless them. I'm sure you get what I mean. You're watching Newsline. There's more to come. Join us after the break.
Hey guys, making music for you is so easy for me to do. But you know what else is super easy to do? Linking your NIN to your Glow line by dialing *109*NIN hash. Or I can call 109 from my Glow line and follow the instructions. And if I don't want to call, I can text my NIN to 109. I can even visit glowworld.com/NIN. And what if you've forgotten your NIN? All you have to do is dial *346# and Glow will help you remember it. Someone may ask, what if I haven't registered? All you have to do is go into the nearest Glow World and we'll help you register. It's that easy. So don't get disconnected from all of the amazing voice and data offers from Glow. Linking your NIN to your Glow lines is simple, safe, and 100% free with zero hassles.
Not all washing powders are the same. Sunlight adds bursts of freshness to cleaning power to give you Sunlight 2-in-1 for sensational cleaning and freshness that lasts and lasts and lasts. Sunlight 2-in-1, sensational cleaning with burst after burst of freshness.
It is time for celebration. Oh. 30 years bustling with goodness. Eh. No challenge can ever stop us. You can't underrate us. You can't underrate. Motor Guinness, bustling with so much greatness. Motor Guinness, enjoy a world of
Help make nights rest-filled by keeping baby's bum dry all night with Huggies Dry Comfort. With our stretchy waistband and super absorbent core, Huggies Dry Comfort provides all-night dryness and comfort to make nighttime rest-filled for baby and you. Huggies, for all-night dryness and comfort. Help make nights rest-filled by keeping baby's bum dry all night with Huggies Dry Comfort. With our stretchy waistband and super absorbent core, Huggies Dry Comfort provides all-night dryness and comfort to make nighttime rest-filled for baby and you. Huggies, for all-night dryness and comfort.
Confidence is important in life's little moments. Strong teeth can help, even if they get her into trouble sometimes. A great smile is useful to break the ice, and making friends is easier when you know you have fresh breath. I give my family confidence with Pepsodent Triple Protection 123. Its antibacterial action formula gives them cavity protection, white teeth, and fresh breath. The confidence of 3 toothpaste in 1. Pepsodent Triple Protection 123.
Discover the new body oil and lotion range from Nivea. Precious Nivea oils meet deeply moisturizing lotion in a rich vanilla or fresh cherry blossom scent. For silky smooth and beautifully glowing skin. New Nivea body oil and lotion awaken your senses.
Get your limited edition packs now before the final whistle blows.
Welcome back. In the Third Republic, he was Senate President. He was Secretary to the Government of the Federation in the Goodluck Jonathan administration. This lawyer is a man of faith and can be described as accommodating. He recently turned 60. Incidentally, his wife attained the age of 45. The celebrants, Ayim Pius Ayim and his wife, Choma Blessing, Momso Damon Dati, captured their big day.
It's a beautiful, bright and sunny day. The Ayim Pius Ayim mansion wakes up to several and continuous ring of the doorbell to receive delivery of a variety of assorted gifts and cakes. The excitement in Beehive doubles as everyone runs around to put things in order for the grand but restricted event coming. What do you expect when there's double celebration in a home? Yes, former Senate President Ayim Pius Ayim and wife Choma Blessing's birthdays are on the 18th and 19th of February.
We're all very excited here at the family to wish them happy birthday, a massive role model and a blessing to me and my siblings.
Because he's somebody that believes in God, that no matter what happens, we'll never miss heaven.
And the gates are thrown open to receive dignitaries from far and near. The arrival of former Nigerian President Goodluck Jonathan sets the ball rolling. Though a virtual celebration is strict adherence to the COVID-19 protocols, there is no denying the glamour and color and display to brighten the moods of the live and virtual guests.
Give me the letter E, give me the letter S, give me the letter U, give me the letter S, put them together.
Live long, have good health, and they should succeed in life. Hip, 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 hooray!
More years. It happens in the 1, 2, 60. Happy birthday to you. He's a man of integrity, a man of honor. He has sheltered and given shelter. To thank God most especially for these 60 years have been the 60 fruitful years. I have seen the hand of God in every step of my life.
I'm projecting a future of greater love, greater understanding, togetherness in every area of our life, the greater help of God and advancement in Jesus' name.
The chief celebrant also likes giving back to the society. An occasion like this is best suited for that. The less privileged at the Abuja Children's Home are the beneficiaries.
Now realize what God does by keeping you alive and the privileges He bestows on you until you share the circumstances and situations of the less privileged.
And finally, church service at Living Faith Church, Goshen City, to thank the Almighty for His mercies and preservation.
He laid that foundation for stability in the leadership of the Senate.
A great leader is one who learned to relate with people by giving them access to Him always.
Double congratulations to the Ayim family. Moving on, the view of the palace of the Zauzau Emirate Council is imposing and breathtaking. The site welcomes you with the rare opportunity of catching a glimpse of the majestic interior. And if you're lucky, you may even see the Emir in the midst of the attractive historical monuments symbolizing the grandeur of royalty. Hamza Musa Merkafi brings to Newsline his tour of the celebrated palace that spans centuries.
There may be no exaggeration about the power of design in architecture and recognizing the need for Zazzau Royal Palace to be unique. First is to appreciate the myth of naming the Pasad as Kapin Daudu. The 19th Emir of Zazzau, Ambassador Ahmad Nuhbamali, amid royal princes and council members, is a stickler for time.
I was brought up by a disciplinarian. And, my late father was one of the old generations of leaders here. And he was one man that, was always, keeping to time.
Scores of people scheduled to visit are aware of the palace norms. Their voices of need is heard, even if one is unsettled in marriage dispute. My yearning to explore the palace interior and understand Zazzau royal history is accepted. Takwangiwa House expression, alluding to an elephant's might, is a special section comprising more than 8 chambers. You admire the ornate architecture of more than 400 years.
When I came in, I decided that I want to be sitting here also, as against, the normal chambers there. So you can see there's so many compartments, up there, here and there. So, and the place is cool, and the colors also.
In fact, the Emir tells me this chamber hosted Charles, Prince of Wales, and many important dignitaries. With long-standing influence by founder of Sokoto Caliphate, Usman Danfodio, over the emirate, the palace reserves this special section for the progenitor, Sultan of Sokoto, whenever he is in town.
Our culture is, we have to keep it together as much as possible. What we've made, we make sure that we let it survive, and people should come and see it, so that the other people, our children and grandchildren, will see what we do. and I'm sure we'll continue to do that.
There is all the hierarchy you can find in a modern management setting, whereby people are organized towards a certain objective.
The sprawling palace garden to ensure visitors feel at home is being remodeled, as other new projects spring up, making the palace ever unique and welcoming.
Thanks for that, Hamza. Keep bringing it. It was a gathering of sons and daughters of Lafia in Nasarawa State at an event in Abuja to celebrate their own Abduyari Lafia, who has risen to the rank of Commissioner of Police. Special Advisor to the President of Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina, while decorating the new CP, described him as a dedicated officer with zero tolerance for corruption. Safia Inyoma Uche reports.
A celebration of excellence and dedication to duty over the span of 27 years, where Abduyari Lafia served in various capacities in the Nigerian police force, including former Deputy Commissioner of Police in charge of Criminal Investigation and Intelligence Department, FCT Police Command, Special Assistant to the President on Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina, and former Governor of Adamawa State, Jubrila Bindau. While decorating the new CP, both said he is a professional, principled and incorruptible police officer.
To remove the old club and put on the card of the Commissioner of Police.
He is a man of integrity. He's a straightforward man, a forthright man. And that's what I admire about him.
Family, friends, and well-wishers describe their illustrious son as a dedicated and humane police officer.
The first day he joined the Nigerian police force, all of us were happy, and we were so pretty sure that he will reach this position.
And we have no doubt on his commitment and sacrifice to service of the Nigerian police.
He has paid his dues in all facets, and I congratulate him.
Everybody knows him as somebody that is very hardworking, very dedicated to his duty.
They know to be a police commissioner is a sensitive position. What I will advise him to stand by is to continue to be honest.
Commissioner of Police Abduyari Lafia, a one-time staff of NTA Jos, says the promotion will spur him in the service to humanity.
With the necessary support, the Nigerian police force will continue to deliver services and ensure that people live in peace and they sleep at their homes with their eyes closed.
Many who know the newly decorated Commissioner of Police Abduyari Lafia say the new position will go a long way to prove him more effective in his chosen profession.
Speed to the new CP. The federal government has been advised to increase the patronage of indigenous companies to reduce the pressure on the naira and increase local content development. Sematech Nigeria Limited, an indigenous construction firm whose site engineer is Desmond Ewa, said this during an inspection of a 75-kilometer road constructed in Baisi and Akampa Federal Road access in Cross River State. Oba Hyacinth in Ugoja reports on the road, which has changed the landscape of areas it traverses.
5-kilometer road network constructed by Sematech Nigeria Limited and embarked upon by the federal government was hitherto a tale of woes for motorists and commuters who use the road for their socio-economic livelihoods. Today, the story is that of joy, as a road which stretches from Akpet in Biase local government area to Akampa local government area of Cross River State is paved with 100% local content. Desmond Ewa says local companies, aside from their high-level capacities, are willing to embark on any project without adequate funding. a trend he noted will not want to be done by foreign construction firms.
The company is an indigenous company. We are doing our very best to partner with the federal government. We want the federal government to please pay special attention to indigenous companies, because the indigenous companies are willing to work. You can see that we are willing to work. If you go along the stretch, we are the only ones working like this. We source of funds here and there to pay back later. Each time you pay an indigenous company like ours, the money is still here. We use the naira as our currency. But when you pay expatriate, the money must go to a capital exchange. You must exchange it to dollars. And that's why there's always constant pressure on the Nigerian economy.
Some beneficiaries of the project, where the road traverses, are full of praises for the project embarked upon by the federal government and Sematec for a job well done.
This road was very bad. We used to suffer so much. But now, through the federal government and the company Sematec, what they are doing in this road is wonderful.
We have seen what we suffered in this very road. I think a bird at hand is better than what we have not seen. We appreciate what we are seeing.
The road here, as embarked upon by President Buhari-led government and driven by Sematec Nigeria Limited, the contractor handling the project, is changing the life of the community and motorists for good.
Thanks to Sematec for the gesture. Now let's pause for a break. Be back in a moment.
Look alike, but we are very different individuals. My adorable twins, they look so alike, but they don't like wearing the same things. And my little man, he loves to learn his own way because doing things his way is more fulfilling. Everybody believes their way is best. That's why Golden Penny Pasta is our favorite meal. It allows me to satisfy everybody just the way they want it.
Golden Penny Pasta, made with durum wheat, is tasty, nutritious, a source of protein and fiber. Golden Penny Pasta, your way is best.
This is the Wilson family last week. This is the Wilson family this week. What's changed? What? The Wilson family got maximum entertainment for less, and now they're closer than ever. Your family can be too.
How does this work?
With world-class international channels that put the quality back in your quality time.
That's what I'm talking about.
GoTV Max will bring you and your family closer in no time. So upgrade to GoTV Max for only 2,999 naira today. Make you enjoy. GoTV. Love it.
Nigerian youths are about the greatest assets the country has at the moment. It is therefore not surprising that the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari is strategically responding to the yearnings of the youth through multiple projects and programs. Youth entrepreneurship support, yes, by Bank of Industry, the Youth Investment Fund by the CBN, and several other conditional cash transfer programs. Recruitment of 774,000 social workers, majority of whom are youths, and so many other projects that are beneficial to youths directly or indirectly. If the administration can do all this, definitely with a degree of patience and time, it can achieve more. Nigerian youths must come together to say no to terrorism, no to vandalism, and no to all disruptive tendencies. Hashtag Youth for Greater Nigeria. Pacifying the youths, unifying the nation.
The second wave of the coronavirus COVID-19 pandemic is upon us.
To safeguard lives of our people, government has signed the health protection regulations, which makes wearing a face mask mandatory in public places.
Wear a mask. Keep social and physical distancing. Avoid crowded places. Wash your hands regularly with soap and clean water. And use hand sanitizer.
COVID-19 is real. Do not be infected. Do not spread it. This message is brought to you by the Nigerian Television Authority, NTA.
I bring you wonderful news. The village headmaster is coming back to your screen. Mo wire abi mi o wire.
Teacher no more. I fẹ́ lọ wá nǹkan jẹ. Teacher no more. I fẹ́ lọ wá nǹkan jẹ. Teacher no more. I fẹ́ lọ wá nǹkan jẹ. Teacher no more. I fẹ́ lọ wá nǹkan jẹ. Teacher no more. I fẹ́ lọ wá nǹkan jẹ. Teacher no more. I fẹ́ lọ wá nǹkan jẹ. Teacher no more. I fẹ́ lọ wá nǹkan jẹ. Teacher no more. I fẹ́ lọ wá nǹkan jẹ. Teacher no more. I fẹ́ lọ wá nǹkan jẹ. Teacher no more. I fẹ́ lọ wá nǹkan jẹ. Teacher no more. I fẹ́ lọ wá nǹkan jẹ. Teacher no more. I fẹ́ lọ wá nǹkan jẹ. Teacher no more. I fẹ́ lọ wá nǹkan jẹ. Teacher no more. I fẹ́ lọ wá nǹkan jẹ. Teacher no more. I fẹ́ lọ wá nǹkan jẹ. Teacher no more. I fẹ́ lọ wá nǹkan jẹ. Teacher no more. I fẹ́ lọ wá nǹkan jẹ. Teacher no more. I fẹ́ lọ wá nǹkan jẹ. Teacher no more. I fẹ́ lọ wá nǹkan jẹ. Teacher no more. I
better school for Las Gidi. Not be all this on a rugged, yes school for Ijabi. I don't know for you.
It's called Oja Village. Kadesi, we know happy at all.
And I know that even you too, you are getting a lot of orders too. Hey, we are trying, shall sweep her leg out. She was standing there. Sweep it.
I love you so much.
And how did I give you the impression that I was interested in that position?
50-year anniversary.
You mean anniversary?
I mean, that's why I talk with that now.
That not for me.
You want make I die?
Not for me because of Pamio.
Now to tales of the unexpected. Her photos are viral on social media. I'm talking about the 18-year-old girl who pointed a locally made pistol at her vice principal with intent to shoot and kill, simply because she was instructed to cut her tinted hair. Achibong Basi will tell us more about the young villain, Promise Udorinyi, an SS2 student of Community Secondary School, Ikodewa, Akpabio local government area of Cross River State.
Of camera with NTA News, the principal of Community Secondary School Ikodene, Inyang says the unusual style of greeting of a student attracted him to her. Promise Udorinyi had returned to school, having complied with the vice principal's order to recolor her hair from brown to black. However, that seemed not to be the end of the matter, as she hinted at classmates of her intention to shoot the vice principal.
The day she brought the gun to school, she was drunk and she said she wants to shoot the vice principal, and some of her classmates corrected her. She shouldn't have done that, but she was highly drunk. She started speaking unexpectedly. So when the army men came, I heard that they catch her.
Investigation reveals that about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, past school hours, pandemonium broke out, but for the principal's timely intervention. Reports say Promise was already tipsy and emotional, ready for her dastardly act. Further interaction with her led the principal on a search mission into her school bag, and what he found was a locally made pistol, which she claimed belonged to her boyfriend. Promise Udorinyi and her boyfriend were apprehended and later handed over to the Joint Task Force team in the area.
Being that the girl is before the security agencies, we don't necessarily need to interfere. Let them do their work. They are more professionals. They will uncover a lot of things, and from there they will bring it to us, and then we take it up from there. But this goes to show that there are a lot of these girls out there that we need to help immediately.
Promise and her boyfriend were later paraded by the Cross River State Police Command for cultism and recovery of firearms.
The story we were told was that the girl took the weapon to the school to harass one of the teachers. But from our investigation after picking up the girl, we realized that that weapon was given to her to take to a blacksmith for repairs.
Where I keep it, I don't know how manage to go see and carry it.
Yes, I just support me some school things, but my parents said I should not pay my school fees.
While assuring of its readiness to rehabilitate the 18-year-old, the state government also reiterates its zero tolerance for indiscipline in schools in Cross River State.
Mothers and fathers do have that. We'll keep you posted on that case. Meanwhile, the police in Anambra State have arrested a 39-year-old woman and an aged mother of 80 for allegedly abusing children for ritual purposes. Uchenna Nwokoyo reports that the police raided their horror den on Akunwata Mbamalu Street, Federal Housing Estate, Onitsha, where 3 malnourished children were found in vulnerable positions.
As young as they are, they have had a hard experience of the wickedness of the world. 80-year-old Felicia Nwafo and her daughter Rejoice Raymond allegedly confined them in separate rooms of their apartment at number 13 Akonwata Mbamalu Street, Federal Housing Estate, 33 Onitsha, where they not only tortured them but denied them food. The children had injuries all over their body. One of them had a broken arm. They were already gasping for the last breath when neighbors who suspected some criminal activities in the yard contacted the police.
The scripture there says, who can battle with the Lord? With the inscription of Jesus Christ. So I don't know the kind of God she is worshipping. But what I understand is that those children are being used for rituals. It's obvious. The things the police found out here, we saw lots of shams.
I don't know that there is children here in this compound because my movement that is before 6 o'clock or 6:15 I have left, come back around 8 o'clock.
I never hear children crying or shout like that. I never hear anything. I'm very surprised and shocked.
Their captors could not say what their crime was, why they subjected them to such inhuman treatment. Human rights activists have vowed to follow the matter to its logical conclusion to ensure that Mrs. Felicia Nwafo, her daughter Mrs. Rejoice Raymond, and any of their accomplices suffer the consequences of their actions.
This woman was operating under the covers of being a prophetess, whereas she was using or trying to use these children for rituals. I will ensure that the matter is brought to court and effectively and comprehensively prosecuted.
Police say investigations are ongoing to unravel the true identity of the children and the circumstances surrounding their dehumanizing treatment. Meanwhile, the children are recuperating in the hospital where they are receiving treatment.
It was broom. You use cane and broom? Yes, he told me I've got that. Since mommy give a food, he did not give me.
What did I tell you?
He carried knife, knocked me.
Knife on your head?
Yeah.
Who broke your hand?
Who broke your hand?
Pastor
again. Hey, what did you do?
It broke my.
Kids, and that's just a call that we should be more aware of our environment so we can save people in vulnerable positions. We'll keep following that case as it progresses. The late Professor Femi Odekunle, who passed away on the 29th of December last year, will never be forgotten in the minds of many Nigerians due to his contributions to security and the national front. Timothy Yusuf reports on the commendation service held for the departed at the Methodist Cathedral of Unity in Abuja.
City policing is very good if executed holistically. When you talk about separation of powers, people are no more interested in the principle of it and the advantage, but the benefit, they abuse it.
Vintage Professor Femi Odekunle, an acknowledged academic, first professor of criminology in Nigeria, and member of the Presidential Advisory Committee Against Corruption. The news of his death on the 29th of December 2020 at the age of 77 sent shock waves across the nation as he meant a lot to many people across all divides. Although buried few days after his death, the man, whom many described as a legendary icon and national giant, has continued to be celebrated. One of the latest is this commendation service held in his honor at the Methodist Cathedral of Unity, Diocese of Abuja.
We commend your servant, Professor Femi Odekunle. Receive him into the arms of your mercy.
From the deceased family members to his friends and colleagues, they say they are still living in a state of denial that a teacher of teachers, a bold and highly principled personality is gone.
Every that dog, that's the eyes of his soul rest.
The time for every purpose under heaven. The time to be born and the time to die.
Professor Odekunle is a public intellectual.
He was a man that lived for this country. He was a man that lived for everybody.
To the Most Reverend Joseph Oche Job, Death is no respecter of person. Therefore, Professor Femi Odekunle had to succumb in accordance with the will of God.
And so what has happened to Prof can happen to any of us. All of us are owing Mr. Death. The debt to be paid.
Many, including the NTA family, where the late Professor Femi Odekunle served as a resource person and analyst, will greatly miss the man everyone likes and respects.
So rest in peace, amen. During his lifetime, he stood out as an accomplished administrator and educationist who had a passion for community development. As a school principal, his approach to learning endeared him to a generation of students who have distinguished themselves in different spheres of life. When the octogenarian Prince Martin Nwoko finally bowed out of this world, he left a legacy that is being exalted by all and sundry. Austin Edemodu witnessed his final journey, which began with a funeral mass at St. Matthew's Anglican Church, Idumuje Ugboku, Aniocha North local government area of Delta State.
It was an opportunity for family members, friends, and associates of late Prince Martin Nwoko to pay their last tribute to the deceased as he was laid at the altar at St. Matthew Anglican Church, Idumujuboko. The officiating priest, Venerable Emmanuel Ahamifuna, reminded the congregation that a man's life does not consist of the abundance of his wealth or poverty, which are neither qualification to heaven nor hell, but godliness is contentment.
We brought nothing here, and it is certain we're taking nothing out.
Sonorous tunes and orchestra was enough to draw the deceased to the heavenly gates. The children of the deceased found fulfillment in the life and times of their beloved father, whose testimonies they shared.
Father like no other. He was a giver, a gentleman to the core, lover of people.
He raised us up so we could stand on mountains indeed. So we'll miss him.
I'll actually miss his love, his fatherly advice at all times.
Another thing about him was the way he loved and cared for people around him.
He was very kind. He was always looking out for the best interest of everyone.
The burial of Prince Martin Nwoko also drew persons from all walks of life, including his contemporaries of former principals and his former students.
He introduced comprehensive secondary school to this area and had it throughout his life. And even when he retired and left the school, he was still making sure that children acquire skill for living.
We came on behalf of the Old Boys Association to come among our legends, a good man of repute.
My father says it tomorrow that his boss was a good man, and he has raised children who we say are good children.
As a prince of the Idumujuboko kingdom, the deceased was also accorded all the traditional burial rites, which rode into the night before the dust was rituals.
His soul rest in peace, amen. That's the end of another explosive edition of Newsline. I can't wait to see you again next week, same time. And I leave you with this: the future belongs to the competent. Get good, get better, be the best. Good night, and God bless Nigeria.